The hidden strategies of the wealthy. Building income machines that run 24/7. If you want to know how the wealthy earn money while they sleep, you first have to understand this. They don't chase paychecks, they build machines. Machines that don't need rest, don't call in sick, and don't ask for overtime pay. Machines that quietly generate income 24 hours a day. Every successful millionaire or billionaire has built their own version of this machine, and while each one looks different, they all share the same foundation: ownership, automation, and scalability. Let's start with one of the oldest and most reliable money-making engines: real estate. The real estate code, turning land into legacy. When you think about the richest families in America, the Rockefellers, the Waltons, the Trumps, there's one thing they all have in common: property. Real estate isn't just land or buildings, it's time, captured and multiplied. When you buy property, you're not just buying walls and floors, you're buying control. Control over cash flow, appreciation, and tax benefits. Let's break it down. A regular person works 8 hours a day to make a few $100s. A property investor? They make that in their sleep. Why? Because every month, rent checks come in. Tenants go to work, earn their income, and pay the landlord. That's the quiet transfer of wealth, every single month. The wealthy understand that real estate is one of the few assets that can give you cash flow, equity growth, and tax advantages at the same time. And here's the part most people miss. They don't always buy real estate with their own money. They use leverage. Banks, tenants, and even governments help them build wealth. A 1% investor uses a mortgage to buy a property, collects rent from tenants to pay it off, and gets tax deductions along the way. In 10 years, that property is worth more, the loan is smaller, and the cash flow is higher, all while they slept. That's how the 1% think. They use time and debt as tools, not enemies. Stocks and dividends, the invisible paycheck. Now let's move from brick and mortar to numbers and screens, the stock market. The stock market isn't just for traders staring at charts, it's for owners, the quiet shareholders who make money while doing absolutely nothing. When you own shares of a company like Apple, Coca-Cola, or Johnson & Johnson, you're not just a customer anymore, you're a partner. And partners get paid. That payment is called a dividend, money sent to shareholders simply for owning part of the business. Think about it. While you're asleep, Apple sells millions of iPhones around the world. Somewhere in the middle of that night, your share of the profits grows. You wake up richer without lifting a finger. That's passive income in its purest form. The wealthy build portfolios that combine dividend stocks, index funds, and private equity, all designed to grow and pay out automatically. They reinvest dividends back into more shares, compounding returns like a snowball rolling downhill. And every month, quarter, or year, that snowball grows a little bigger. That's why the wealthy don't panic during market dips. They know their money is still working. The business engine. Systems that print freedom. The richest form of passive income doesn't come from stocks or real estate, it comes from business ownership. Every successful entrepreneur eventually builds systems that don't depend on their presence. Think about Jeff Bezos. He doesn't pack Amazon boxes anymore. The system does. Elon Musk doesn't personally build Teslas. Factories, engineers, and algorithms do. Owning a business is owning leverage. You can have 10 employees or 10,000 customers. Both are forms of leverage that extend your time beyond 24 hours a day. The more systems you build, the less you work. And here's the secret. Most of the 1% didn't start with giant companies. They started small, with one product, one service, one system that could run without them. Then they scaled. The formula was simple. Step 1, create value. Step 2, automate delivery. Step 3, multiply it. They built online stores, digital courses, subscription businesses, and automated agencies. Once those businesses could run on their own, they became self-sustaining money machines. You don't need millions to start one, you just need the courage to stop selling time and start selling systems. Digital assets, the 21st century goldmine. If you think passive income is only for landlords and Wall Street investors, think again. The internet changed everything. Today, the 1% are investing in digital assets, websites, YouTube channels, apps, and even intellectual property. Why? Because digital assets never sleep. A YouTube video you post once can earn ad revenue for years. A blog post written today can rank on Google and make money from affiliate links tomorrow. An ebook you publish once can keep selling while you're on vacation. The wealthy understand that content, when monetized correctly, is a digital real estate empire. It earns clicks instead of rent, views instead of tenants, and royalties instead of paychecks. That's why the smartest people are turning knowledge into income. They're packaging expertise into online products, automating delivery with software, and letting the internet handle the work. While most people scroll through social media, the 1% are building it and getting paid for every view. The secret ingredient: patience. Here's something you'll never hear in a get-rich-quick course. Real wealth takes time. The 1% didn't become rich overnight. They became rich because they built systems that compound over years. They understand delayed gratification better than anyone. They're willing to plant seeds and wait for the harvest, to reinvest instead of spend, to build instead of boast. That's the difference between a paycheck mindset and a wealth mindset. A paycheck gives you money now. Passive income gives you freedom forever. Most people want the lifestyle of the 1%, the cars, the houses, the vacations, but they don't want the patience, the strategy, and the discipline it takes to build those machines. But once you build even one small system that makes money while you sleep, a rental property, an investment portfolio, a monetized YouTube channel, your mindset shifts forever. You realize that money isn't scarce, it's abundant if you know how to make it work. The quiet confidence of the 1%. The wealthy don't brag about working 80-hour weeks. They brag about not having to. That's the real flex. Waking up to income, not alarms. Having your money, your systems, your assets do the work while you rest. When you understand this, you stop chasing every new hustle and start focusing on building assets that outlive your effort. And once you do, you start to see the world differently. You stop seeing money as something you earn and start seeing it as something you grow.